here today, not because we're jabbed and not because we are unjabbed. We're all here today for a thing called freedom. Freedom is the power or our right to act, to speak, and to do as what we want. Freedom is generally having the ability to act or change without constraint. There are three kinds of freedom. These freedom are freedom from, a freedom that exists the strengths of society. Second, freedom to, which is what we can freedomly do. And a third is a freedom to be, a freedom not just for what we want to be.
Hey guys, I'm Aaron Bajan and I'm coming to you from Lighthouse Media, and today we're covering the event in Port Macquarie, the Freedom Rally, and I'm just going to be going around asking people what they're here for, what they believe in, and trying to, give them the Christian message. I'm wearing a good t-shirt, hopefully can get Jesus to them. That's how I feel about the government right now, guys. They're having speeches at the moment, so we're just waiting until we can really go and talk to people because we don't want to distract them from what they're doing. But the aim of today is actually, so we have a book station set up, trying to spread the gospel and just trying to nudge people in that direction with everything that's going on, and trying to show them that, I guess, the Bible foretold this and what we can do to make our lives better during these circumstances. So that's what we're going to be talking about to all these people, and come with me on this journey. Alrighty. I'm here with Luke, and I just want to ask you, mate, as to why you're here today, and just, I guess, one message to the government that you want to get out there.
Just that they don't have the mandate to tell us as to what we can do with ourselves, personal bodily choice. It's pretty succinct and simple.
Yep, so you would see this as a step over their jurisdiction as government?
Oh, most definitely, yeah. It's government overreach. Yeah. It's got to be addressed. Hopefully the Liberal coalition are going to wind their neck in and not follow the path of the Labor states, but all we can do is wait and see. All we're getting promises, no actual outcome.
Yeah. If you had one message for Scott Morrison, what would you say?
Grow a pair. Back your Conservative base.
Yeah, I think it's completely wrong what they're doing to the people of Australia and globally. I mean, it's not just here, it's around the world. But Australia seems to be the one that they're testing it all out on for some reason. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why we are the ones that are suffering the most. But I just feel like, and I've been getting into this for the last few years, so I knew something like this was coming. But yeah, and then I saw the signs like early last year. And I'm just, we don't want our kids vaccinated. It shouldn't be coerced. It shouldn't be forced. You want to get it. You don't, that should be okay too. Yeah. And and then now the vaxxed are looked upon as like bad people, and the script is sort of being flipped. I've noticed too in the politics where they're saying that we are the bad people. Like left, right. I hate saying that because, but yeah, it's like now they're accusing us, or the right, sorry. Of what they are, how they are acting. So, they're against fascism and whatever. But they're behaving in a fascist way by demonising people that don't want it, that just want pro-choice. I mean, what happened to, my body, my choice when it comes to abortion? So, there's a lot of hypocrisy there, I've noticed too.
It's about our freedom of choice. Constitute states quite clearly what our rights are, and the government's been going against it quite clearly for the last 18 months. I'm not going to support that. So start back in the Constitution, I'll start back in the government.
Yep. And we're definitely a whole bunch of terrorists here today, are we?
No.
Definitely not. You're aware that mainstream media are trying to paint these types of groups as terrorists? And
mainstream media, mate. I'm not about that. Yeah. I'm about my people.
You're not mainstream media.
No.
Oh no, we're tiny.
That's all right. Look, a message to the Australian people. Let's stand together. Let's do what we're doing. We're coming together. We're uniting. I don't have a message for the Prime Minister because I don't actually recognise him as my Prime Minister. He's to me, he's not my Prime Minister, so no message to that man who's a fake Prime Minister working for a corporation pretending to be a government. No message there, sorry. But all the Australian people, let's stand up, let's do this together. We're all citizens of the year as far as I'm concerned from doing this, and that's what we're here. Every one of us is a citizen of the year.
I think that we should have the freedom of choice, and we're born with freedom, and the democracy of Australia is meant to give us our rights of freedom, and that is not what's happening, and I'm against that.
I came because I believe in freedom of choice, and I do believe that we've really got an apartheid system in this country at the moment, and I don't want to take the vaccine personally, but I believe in freedom of choice. So if someone else wants to take an experimental drug, that's their business. But when people are losing their jobs because they don't want to take a drug that hasn't been proven, has no long-term studies, that's something grossly wrong with that. Like, we need to not allow the government to have that much control that they can take people's livelihoods away from them because they don't want to take something that has no long-term studies. And I mean, there's been a lot of vaccine deaths as well.
If you don't mind me asking, I do know that the government is trying to kind of use the Indigenous community and say that we need to protect them and say that we have to mandate the vaccines. What are your thoughts around that kind of situation in the government?
Yeah, I mean, it's propaganda, it's not a genuine gesture. They're just using Aboriginal people for their agenda, basically, in a nutshell.
It's so horrible. And I guess that's the problem with identity politics. They push everyone into segregated groups, and then they say we can use you when we want to use you. Yeah. And it's just, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's horrible.
No, and I saw that. I knew something, with the Black Lives Matter and everything. I sort of fell away from all that. I used to be a big activist for Aboriginal land rights and all that, but as I said, God pulled me away from that and started showing me things on a global, and I was like, oh, this is a global thing,
For me personally, I don't think it would be good for my health. I've previously had cancer. I don't want to inject something into my body that's already struggling. It's just not it seems like a medical decision that should be mine to make. And I don't make medical decisions based on political pressure. I make medical decisions based on medical information. And when I've researched the information and I've researched the numerous side effects of the drug, it's not the right thing for me, and that's how I choose. And I don't think I should have to give out my medical information to shopkeepers, and I don't think they should need to even ask. They shouldn't be put in the position where they need to ask, that they're being corrupted by a government, like state governments, and they're all dodging and weaving the laws, and they're breaking the laws as far as I can see. They're not a true government because they're not actually following the laws of the Constitution of this country.
I'm a man of faith myself. Are you a person of faith, if you don't mind me asking?
Yes, I am. Yes, I believe in Yeshua and God, and I knew that because of God as well, because he started revealing things to me about 5 years ago about what's to come. Yeah. And being Aboriginal, I was really anti-Christian all my life. Blamed Jesus for a lot of what happened to my people in the past. Sort of going off topic a bit there, but that's been my journey with being Aboriginal and Christian as well. You can't be, but I've noticed God is working through the Indigenous communities, and waking a lot of mob up, and a lot of us are coming back to God.
I think also that something that needs to be outlined here is that it's highly possible that a lot of people in power at the moment haven't had to take the vaccine, they haven't been mandated to, and they don't have to prove their status quo to anyone as yet. I think that's obviously very unfair, and I don't think if they were taking it that we have to take it. That's not where I stand, but I do think that if they want to promote something that they think we all should take, then they should be first in line.
Rules for thee, but not for me. Alrighty guys, the crowd's moving on as you can see, and we're going to walk with them and just try and talk to people as we go. We've had some awesome conversations. Yeah, it's been awesome. Let's go. Come with us.
Freedom, for my grandchildren's freedom and my son's freedom.
Yeah.
I'm here against the traitorous pedophile government. John Howard actually covered up 28 high-profile pedophiles back in the 90s. One of them was a Prime Minister, and it's still covered up. People don't know about it. And they're who's running the country, pedophile protectors.
Yeah.
Now they're trying to make us all into a slave nation on a digital system where we have no cash, no freedom. And I'm just opposed to that slightly.
Yeah. So what would you say to the people that are against people who are standing up against the vaccine mandates and are just calling all of us far-right conspiracy theorists or just crazy people?
I'd say do some research. The vaccines don't work. They're killing people. And the media is lying and lying and lying. They're not telling you about the people that are being harmed by the vaccines or dying from the vaccines. And there's a lot of them.
Hey guys, we're back at where we started. The protest is over. We went on a walk as you saw and we came back. And I just want to thank you for coming on this little journey with us. And if you like these types of videos, make sure to let us know and there will be more to come. Awesome guys. Thank you.